Today is April 2nd, 2025. This jam avocado. Uh, not most, but quite a few. Quite a few of the brown tip leaves falling off. Does that usually in spring. You can see flowers. Not really sure if this has any fruit set on it, but it's been flowering for about a few weeks. Like I said, all the leaves are falling off, all the brown tips, and a whole bunch of new growth is coming in. This is a jam, and not doing too bad. Not doing too bad at all. Let's see. Hopefully, it sets some fruit for us this year. Here we are with a Gwen. Very small tree again. This, as you can see, lots of flowers. Well, for such a small tree. If it says fruit, hopefully it doesn't, but this one in ground 11-1 of 2023, so that's the Gwen avocado. Here we are. The Carmen's doing the same as all the other trees. Pretty much, they drop all the leaves and set new leaves. As you can see, this one's setting quite a few leaves. Hopefully, I don't get any lens flare. Really blue skies today. It's so windy. This has a few little fruit sets. I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully they stick. God willing, they will. It's doing good, doing very well. So you can see all the bronze-colored leaves. It's a whole lot of leaf growth coming in. But this is a Carmen. Carmen has. Let's see if I could find. See if I could find the tag and let you guys know when it went into the ground. But it's kind of hidden back there. Either way, hasn't been in the ground too long. So they're all young trees, all very young trees. And here we are with a Esther, very small tree. This set so much flowers. It's crazy. Not sure if any have opened yet. I haven't seen any open on this one, but it did set tons of flowers. It may have some open flowers. I haven't really looked at it real good, but it looks like they're just buds right now. A whole bunch of little flower buds that none have opened that I could see. Maybe you guys could see on the video or something. I haven't noticed. And again, this is Esther. This went into the ground on, see if I can make that out. It's 11/10/2023. But and right next to it we have the bacon. Bacon's been flowering for about a month. Lots of open flowers. Again, not sure if this has set any fruit. Usually I can't tell until I actually see the fruit on it. But this was loaded with flowers. Most of them are opening though. Not open flower. Dropped almost all the leaves. But again, as you guys could see, new growth coming in. A lot of new growth. So it'll fill in again. It'll fill in with a whole bunch of new leaves. Does that every year. Some people were, well, not very many, but some people ask about the brown tips. They think it's lacking a nutrient, but it's not. It's just our really poor water quality here. Chloride, fluoride, so whatever they put into the water. So it causes the leaves to brown like that. But it's a cycle. Every single year does the same thing. brown tips, drops all the leaves during spring, and pushes out, as you can see, new growth all over it. So the bees are having a field day today. It's nice and sunny, real breezy though, but that's the bacon. And here we are with the lamb. The lamb, this had tons and tons of brown tip leaves, and now it's filling in, getting bushy, and all new growth. Pushed out all new growth. I don't think it has a single old leaf on it. There's no brown tip leaves left on it. It dropped every single one. This one, it's flowering, or did flower. Fruit set wise, I don't see very much, and there's a few little BBs here and there, but very few very few BBs. I'm thinking we're gonna be left without any lamb avocados again. There's some new flowers up on top, so blowing today, blowing hard. But the lamb, it's doing good growth wise, and lots of vegetation. very few BBs on it though, but it's doing well. It looks great, really lush. That's the lamb. And here we are with the Pinkerton. Pinkerton's doing okay. This went in on 12/7 of 2022. You can see it's still small tree trunk. Here's my hand for reference. Did prune it. I gave it a really hard prune. It's growing a whole bunch of new leaf growth. They didn't flower, so that's a good thing. No flowers at all this year, so but it's pushing out lots of new growth after that trim. I've been feeding this with fertilizer every other week, so it's pushing out a lot of growth. I'm not sure if that's because of the fertilizer or because it's spring, so but it's looking good, not too bad. Again, like I said, hopefully this start growing. That tree trunk's pretty thin, been in the ground for a while, but it's given some fruit. Maybe that was my mistake of letting the fruit set and letting it hang on such a small little tree. Maybe it stunted the growth, I'm not sure. But that's the Pinkerton. Hey, pan over here, hopefully not too fast, real quick. This is another lamb that we just recently put in the ground. This went in on 12/8/2024. This again, I'm fertilizing every other week, pushing out a lot of new growth. It dropped almost pretty much it dropped all the older leaves. Lots and lots of new growth pushing out though. If you look, this is above the grass, so I'm just gonna let it grow, but there is lots of growth coming in all around the whole trunk there. But it's a good thing. Like I said, this is just went into the ground not too long ago, and seems to be doing well. A lot of new leaf growth. One thing I am noticing, I'm thinking it's because of the fertilizer, but see if I can make this out. So some of the leaves right at the tips, they're slightly, how should I say it, slightly like a burn maybe, and I'm thinking that is too much fertilizer, but I can't say for sure. Like I said, I'm experimenting with these trees right now, so, and the fertilizer, to me it seems like the fertilizer is doing its job, making them grow. Panning over here is Sharwell. Lost my mind there. This flowers opening on this. It had set fruit last year, but nothing stuck. They got to, I want to say medium size, then we had a heat wave and they fell off. So, but this is doing really well. This is starting to drop a lot of leaves. This holds the leaves a little longer. If you could tell, it still has a lot of the older leaves, but it's starting to. You could see on the bottom starting to drop almost. It'll probably drop all of them. But like I said, again, I'm experimenting with this too, fertilizing. A lot of growth on this. Springtime, most of my trees in spring, yeah, they push out new growth, but this looks like more growth than usual. So, not sure if it's because of the fertilizer. I'm saying yes. Could be that it's been in the ground longer, so it's getting more established, so it's pushing out new growth more. But it's doing good. Like I said, this is flowering. It has some open flowers, closed flowers, and hopefully it provide some fruit for us this year. It's doing good though. Looks good. Small little bushy tree. It's maybe about 5 feet tall, but it's getting wide. So if you can notice it, it's growing sideways, which is good. I don't mind. It looks good. Good little tree. That is the Sharwell. So here we are with the reed. The reed is the one that got topped. A lot of new growth coming in on top. Again, I'm experimenting with this. Some fertilizer. Hopefully does well. Doesn't usually flower this early, but oh well. It's flowering, and it was a little bit early, but that maybe the weather, whatever. And again, this is pushing out lots of new growth, and I'm glad it is, because the top is bald. It's bald. There's no leaf coverage, but that looks promising. Looks hopefully that provides some cover for the top. Seeing more new growth coming in right here. There's growth coming in on the bottom of the tree trunk now. I'm assuming because I cut it. Small little bits of growth on the side of the tree trunk, but the actual tree trunk itself still hasn't gotten wider. But as you can see, it's growing new growth right there. It's right above the graft area, so I'm probably gonna let that keep growing. Other than that, it's almost dropped all the older leaves. There's still a few leaves hanging on, old leaves hanging on, but like I said, it'll drop all of those and push out a whole bunch of new growth. Looks pretty good though, not too bad. Maybe pan over here. Here's another reed. This is in a 15-gallon or number 15 pot. This is dropping its leaves as well, but as you can see, pushing out new growth. This flowered like crazy too for such a small tree. A lot of new growth coming in though. All of these trees, they're being fertilized every other week. That was a reed. This one here is another gem, and this a lot of new growth, dropped older leaves. Same cycle. It still has some older leaves, but it's gonna drop them and a whole bunch of new growth to come in. It's windy, but it's doing well. It's doing real well. A lot of growth coming in. This tree trunk's pretty small still, so this one is one of the ones that came out of the 3-gallon sleeves that I had. They're from down there in Fallbrook. If this will give you an idea, that fertilizer does work. This had 2 little leaves on it. I've been fertilizing it, and all of a sudden it's growing, and that had been in a little small pot for the longest time with very little leaf growth. It was like stunted for some reason. That fertilizer obviously works on that. Yeah. There's a cat. That's my son's, our cat. Her name's Juju. And this here is another Gwen. And as you can see, this has some little tiny babies that set fruit. Look at all this new growth though. All of that is all new growth. Came out. Let's see if I could get in here tight. That's where all that new growth is coming from, that one little section. I'm tempted to cut here and just put a tree coat on it and just let all these other branches branch out. If any of you guys watch this video, and I'll take some advice, you know, see if that might be a good idea here. Check this out up on top. This is crazy, these trees, you know, again in a number 15 pot and setting fruit. Look at this. See if I can make that focus. Set fruit. It's kind of nuts. But that's another Gwen. Again, this is from the other side. Like I said, focus. That's one little section. It just sprouted out all that new growth, and it's doing well though. More flowers right here. And here we are with the Fuerte. The Fuerte, it was kind of just sitting since I bought it. It had no new growth, and all of a sudden it's starting to push out a lot of new growth. It's spring, and again I've been fertilizing this every other week. So but it's doing well. It looks good. The leaves greened up. They were kind of yellow. It's another example of that's a small little fig tree greening up like crazy again. That's fertilizing that as well. A little seedling that I added fertilizer to. That fertilizer works. That's almost a guarantee. But I'll show you guys the fertilizer right now. So this is what I've been fertilizing with, the Jacks and the Vigoro as well. And the ones in the pot, I have added that, but this I haven't added more just because it's supposed to last like 4 months. So in about 4 months I'll add some more. But that's the Jacks 2020. Someone else had mentioned it on a video, and that they fertilize like every other week or once a month now. But I was looking at their trees, and they're like super lush trees, so something's working. And with my trees, if you go back and look at some of my older videos, these trees were sparse, very sparse leaves, and they weren't very full. And this is working pretty good. So again, this was an update for April. It's April 2nd. And like I said, everything's looking good. Everything's starting to green up. Even my Frankenstein tree. This is a Zutano seedling. It's pushing out new growth. Again, this got a little bit of fertilizer as well too. It's springtime, so it's hard to say. What's the springtime push of all the growth, or the fertilizer. I do really believe the fertilizer is helping them. Um, and here's one more shot of the lamb that I just put into the ground. That I seriously believe it's the fertilizers that's causing that so much growth on the bottom, and you know, but it's doing good. It's like I said, this was a little sparse tree. We'll see. I'll keep adding fertilizer. Some of these, look at the little tips. They dried out. So maybe too much fertilizer. Who knows? What do you guys think? And yeah, it's not organic fertilizer, but that's I'm watching some of these people that have huge orchards and what they're doing, and this actually doesn't look too bad. It's, like I said, it's pushing out lots and lots of growth. But anyhow, that was the update for April. Water your trees. The other day got real hot. Had to come out and water. It was like close to 90 degrees. It's kind of nuts. But let's keep posting those videos, guys. I appreciate all the videos that you guys put out. I get a lot of information from you guys. Very helpful. But again, springtime, a lot of new growth. Let's hope for a very fruitful year. Hopefully we all get some nice crops going. Anyhow, have a good one, guys.